well, we need to change our branding here a little bit. Got that wrong. Now we're good. Okay. David Hertz here. Welcome. Sorry, I need to fix something. I suppose there are other things in the background I could fix as well, but I'm not going to do that right now. What I am going to do is I'm going to welcome you and say hello, and hope that you hear me. I tried doing this last night, and apparently I missed that I was not transmitting. So I spent 20 minutes, and I uploaded a video that people were left with a blank, with a voiceless video of 20 minutes, which wasn't designed to be a silent movie kind of thing, so it didn't really have the effect that I wanted it to. So we're going again, and I'm going to share my screen in just a moment, and I am going to walk you through what I think are some good ideas for, or some websites that work, some websites that work less, and some ideas for how attorneys how you, the attorney, hold on, I'm positioning my camera a little bit to get it right, how you, the attorney, can make yourself look good on digitally, and how you can design your assets to drive your business. With that said, here comes my screen, and you should still be able to hear me. If you can't, then we're just going to have to cut this again. All right, take care. There's my screen. And is that the one that I wanted to? Oh, I think that is the page I wanted to start on, but that's the wrong page of it. So that is something else. We're going to go here and start at the beginning. I have a bunch of websites open. This is a little plug for, was a plug for myself. At the moment, I am trying to point myself much more towards running a law practice. I'm going to get this right for myself, and then I will come and talk to other people and help them to get it right for themselves. But plug for myself, you'll find it hertz.law, and I've got, we'll come back to it. I am going to open, I'm going to close this tab. I'm going to go right to the next one. This is Mrs. Alexis Katz. I choose Alexis Katz for a couple of reasons. One is she does this, she helps other lawyers market themselves. I have done her courses, or one of her courses. She also has membership programs, but she helps other lawyers make themselves look good online. And I like a lot of what she does. So we're going to, and she doesn't actually design websites. She helps them run and set up their businesses. So we'll take a little bit of time with her website and start here. We'll start with, I love the faces. Alexis Katz is the one on the right. I assume that the person leaning against her is her daughter. But it's, your family wealth matters. Her whole point is that your family wealth is beyond the money. And you'll see it in the top, what we call above the fold, as they used to say in newspaper language. That meant the top half of the paper. In websites, it's the top 500 pixels of the website. And that's the first thing that people see. And that's where you want to catch their attention and start speaking to them. You'll see that she speaks to you. She doesn't speak about herself. She doesn't say Alexis Katz, a state attorney. She says your family wealth matters to create a life worth living and a legacy worth leaving. I don't love the language, but I like what she does. I like the facing. Now, what she does do, though, is I love this. She wants to talk to you. She wants to talk to you, and she wants to have your information. I think I'm going to talk about something called a big ask versus a smaller ask versus the appropriate size ask. There are different things you can ask a customer to do on your website. You can ask your customer to book with you. You can ask your customer to call you, or you can ask your customer to give you an email address. Or, and in this case, what she's doing is she's offering you a guide is what we call an opt-in bribe. For your email address, she's going to give you something. It's not just you giving her an email address so she can harass you with marketing. She's going to tell you why you should never give your money straight out to your kids, and why, you know what, your parents shouldn't give their money straight to you. Now, I'm 50 years old, 51 now. The first thing that I'm like, what do you mean? I'm responsible. Why shouldn't my parents give it to me outright? So it's already causing me to think and causing me to be curious and causing me to want to know, what does she know about estate planning that I have no idea about? And she's got some good points. So what is family wealth? And she talks to, family wealth. It's not just the money. It's the thing that's left when there's no money left is, the ability to move forward. It's money's good, but it also includes values. It also includes what you leave your kids with. It also includes the how should we say, the ability to be in the world, and intangibles beyond that. Now, obviously, people who are coming to us as estate planning attorneys will typically have some estate that they want to manage. For us, the bigger the better, obviously, because it's worth more in fees and more in planning and more we can do for them. But anyway, so she's going to have a conversation about family wealth that goes well beyond just let's take care of your money. She's going to let's take care of your legacy and make sure that what you leave for your children is something that is worth so much more than that. Obviously, about the founder, wealth isn't about the money. It's what you're left with after you lose all your money. So maybe you find it a little campy. Maybe you find it a little bit, not perfect. But it's what speaks to people. Sometimes that's all they can leave is money, and sometimes they want to leave more than that. So now, she speaks to you. You'll notice she looks at you, or her child looks at you. She speaks to you. She says, what is family wealth? What's the thing that I'm going to help you move forward? She looks at you, the faces. I would have her looking more at me if I could. That looks like she's looking a little bit not quite at me. And that would be, I would adjust the picture a little if I could. And then she gives you a couple of how should we say, blog posts that you can, conversations that she'll have with you that might be appropriate for where you are, and moves on to, how should we say, social proof. She's been seen on TV. She's got some clips from her TV appearances. And I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to spend a little bit of time with her recent posts. They come in different flavors. Actually, not every flavor here is populated. You'll notice that wealth, you remember I did this yesterday without sound, is empty. I wouldn't put a category if it was going to leave it empty. And you'll notice that some of these categories, some of the pieces show up in more than one category. So what do I want to say here? I'll talk about it a little bit later, but if I don't, what she has here and what I suggest every lawyer have, and what we as, I'm writing this with or doing this with the intention of sharing it with the various attorneys that I know from Wealth Counsel, is some what I call keystone content. Various pieces that you can point customers to or point people in various places to so that they can engage with you. Now, what I would obviously do is in any one of these posts, and I'm not going to open one right now, I would at the end of the post say, you're welcome to reach me, or As you see the guide up here at the bottom of any one of these posts, I'll have something I can give you that is worth your email address that will address the concern that's being raised in the post. Okay, we covered this. See, now this I find great. Are you or anyone you know, these are basically all of the different places you could be in life as an adult. And for you, it's appropriate. The point is, as you look at it, you'll check off one or two of those. You'll be like, yes, yes. You'll start saying yes. And if so, you need a personal family lawyer. So now I need one. Discover more. And we can click on the Discover More. I don't know where that takes me. I don't recall. Why hire a personal family attorney? Okay, so I'm going to go here in a minute. This isn't where I want it to be right now, but we'll be there in a moment. In this case, Alexis is a front for all the attorneys that she works with. So I suspect you still can work with Alexis. You can work with her. Let's see. Yes, you can reach out to her directly. And I believe, I don't know if she's in California or Colorado right now. Those were the places that I knew her to be. And again, 5 reasons you never want to give your child an outright inheritance. As attorneys, what you might want to do is go to a website like this, put in your name, put in your best email, and download some of these things. Take a look at the marketing material that's sent to you. Take a look at the follow-up. Take a look at how often it comes into your inbox, and you'll get a sense of how often you want to reach out to other people. The point is that you don't know how a person gets to your page. And I'll have more to say about that later. I'm going to leave this page for now. We clicked on the Discover More page. I'm going to take you to Ms. Neely's. By the way, I don't have an affiliate program with her. If you do choose to use her services or choose to do a program with Alexis, I would appreciate your letting her know that I sent you. That's all. It would be nice. Anyway, so this is her personal family lawyer. She says, what is a personal family lawyer? It's something different than an estate planning attorney. Again, differentiating herself. I like a little bit of video, a little bit of motion. Please come talk to me if you want to learn more. You can press on the video. We'll actually talk to you directly. It's people have fun. Why not have fun with your customers, right? They want to have fun with you. A little bit of guidance on hiring lawyers. This is kind of meta. This isn't for you. This is if you wanted to be part of her program, it might make sense to look here. But about personal family lawyers, who needs one, how you can choose one, and obviously she's got the search directory on the bottom. She has her endorsed lawyers that pay money to be part of her program. It's not just to be on this list. It is a community that works on creating their sites, and then they have lawyers all over the United States. Not as many on the East Coast where I'm from as she has in California. I think California, probably Utah. She's got a bunch of them, and I've gone to a number of her. Never been to Utah. Okay, she's got a couple there. But I've already opened a number of websites, so I am going to visit those, and we will see. Okay. This is, not important. If you want to join her program, join her program. If you don't want to join her program, don't join her program. No big deal. New York, one of my states where I'm admitted. This is actually a Napa lawyer, I believe. One of hers. Not all of her lawyer websites are perfect, but they've got I picked a few, and I picked what I liked about them so that I can share with you. Again, the tagline, it doesn't say, okay, it's the Magnani Law Firm up top, but the point is protecting your future and your loved ones. Welcome. She speaks directly to you. Her ask is a call. I don't know if that's always the perfect ask, but that's what I was going to say earlier. Your ask depends on how they get to your website. If you're doing a lot of local marketing and you're getting out there in the community and you're handing people your business card anyway, and they have your phone number, then maybe they're just coming to your website to check up on you, to see that you're legitimate, to find out a little bit more. In which case, book a call might be appropriate. Okay, they have your card, they went to look, now it's like, okay, maybe I'm happy with what I'm seeing here. Maybe book a call is the right thing. They already have your card in their hand. On the other hand, you might have given them your card and they come to your website and maybe they're not ready to book a call right now. So you might want to give them that opt-in bribe that we spoke about before. Let's just go through the web page and see what it does. You don't want too many menu items. You don't need too much. What you want to give your visitor is enough to establish your credibility, is enough to interest them, and enough to have them give you some of their contact information so you can be in communication with them until that point in time when they're ready to book a call or make an appointment. Sometimes that's right away, so you should have that available on your page. Sometimes it's later, in which case you might want to capture their email and start talking to them, put something in their inbox every couple of weeks, and maybe they'll engage you a month later, 2 months later, when the COVID virus thing is over, or when the next crisis comes in their family. But if you're there and you're talking to them, you're the name that'll come up. That's the other point. Maybe they came to your website not through information that you left them. Maybe you paid money on Facebook for them to get to your web, or on LinkedIn or Google Ads, and you actually spent money to have them show up at your website. If you don't capture their information, they might not end up with you next time, right? So let's say they got to you and they said you interested them and you told them, hey, I need to make this plan. And then they close the window, or they're at work and their bosses come by and they close the window. And then the next day they're interested and they open their browser and they look for Napa Valley estate attorney, and your name isn't the one that comes up. Let's do the search right now. Actually, I'm going to Napa estate attorney. Maybe we're lucky enough to have the Magnani form. There you go. She's not on the top there. So best Napa, there you go. That's the point. So someone might end up here. I've never been to this firm before, at the Rose Law Firm of Napa Valley. And for some reason decide they're going to contact this firm instead of you. Again, the quicker you can take their information and start a conversation with them, the better off you'll be. I'm not going to spend any time with this website. I've got enough of them, although I love Trevor looking straight at us. And I love that he is a part of the community already. And these are good things. And he tells you how to reach him. Okay, you can send a message. You can call him. That's good. He doesn't provide you anything. If you're not ready now to contact the firm, maybe next time you're going to look for, here, let's take a look. I'm going to say Northern California state attorney. Let's see what it does. Facts, Cal, Wills, Levine Law comes up again. Maybe I end up in the wrong place. So He's in Jerusalem. I happen to be in Israel at the moment, so that might be why it's coming up to me. But anyway, NorCal Planners. Let's see if our gentleman that we just had is here. No. HG or nope. So the point is, depending on what search you make, depends on whether you'll show up or not. There are things you can do to raise your profile in Google so that you're more likely to show up at the top. Among these are creating videos for your people. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. Let's go back to where we were. I'm going to close this. Okay, Ms. Magnani, come on, you can do better. You're going to create it anyway. The picture's nice. The smile is nice, but a little bit better resolution. Spend a little bit of money on a photographer, even if you're just borrowing one from a community college. I'm going to give them a little bit of pocket money. Get a nicer picture, cut it, crop it, look at the people, and make it work. I like the welcome. She speaks straight to you. Give me just a sec to have a sip of water here. I like the way she talks to you. She wants to learn about it. You're the person that matters, and that's important. The areas of law, that's important. Or can be, these are different places you might be. Kids protection, for me, that's something that speaks to me because I'm more interested in serving young families and providing people who are starting out services because I want to have them in my firm for a long time. The first will shouldn't be the last and only will. As assets grow, it might be more appropriate to move to a trust as children grow or have special needs or divorces happen or parents have issues. As I want to stay with my people and have them with me for a long time and take care of them over the long time. I love this question. Make sure, what are the things that are important? These are the pain points that you can touch on right now, that you can speak to any parent and say, well, hey, what happens to your kids if something happens to you? And most of them don't have a clear, how should we say, they don't know exactly. I guess my sister might take them, my parents might take them, but if it hasn't been set up, maybe you have one sister who is great. She's a bit of a hippie. She doesn't have a stable home, but you think she'd be great to raise your kids. But if a court sees that versus your brother who's got a wife and 2 kids and the dog and the house in the suburbs, the probate court is going to put your kids with what appears to be the more stable and more appropriate home. So, 6 common mistakes people make when naming guardians. Wow, I should name a guardian. I love my kids, but I better not get it wrong because then my kids aren't going to show up where they need to go. Download, I'm expecting, what I would do is I would put this behind or it's worth testing. Let's put it that way. These ideas and marketing in general, there are things that you can test. There are things that you should try. Sometimes it makes more sense to give people free information. Sometimes it would make sense to put these things behind how should we say, it's called a paywall. Well, it's not a paywall. You want them to pay with their email address, but let's just call it a paywall behind a request for contact information. In this case, it's really short, but things that you should keep in mind. Does the money is exactly. Anyway, so those are the 6 things. We'll go back to the website. So her blog, again, different articles depending on where you can be. And again, this is the kind of content that you can point people to depending on where they are and who you're reaching out to. And actually, as Wealth Council people, I am going to share with you this one. I believe that is my, and one of these is my blog. There you go. This is Wealth Council material. This is something Wealth Council created. I adapted it for Connecticut. It's their graphic. I put my name on it, and I've created it as a blog post. And I intend in the near future to put a little bit of money behind it as a Facebook ad. I also have it on my Facebook. I closed my Facebook. Here we'll go. We'll find my Facebook lawyer page. So here's my Facebook lawyer page. And could be tweaked. And I'll go over my website, which didn't find Federal at the moment either. But there you go. I've created it. I took their graphic. It was a Facebook-sized graphic. It's an article. It's an article that's timely, that I can share and I can boost. I can put a little bit of money behind it and point it to my ideal client. So let us go back to where we were. We were here. Home, contact us, get started, book a call. Yeah, I liked Alexis' idea of giving you something for an email address if you're not ready to book a call now. That's going to make me dizzy even. Next page. Another one of Alexis' people, not that she's the only person who does this and who knows how to do this. But she's got a nice network, and her people have become somewhat successful using her law business direction, and she's got some great directions as to how to structure your practice to make sure that you are taking care of your clients while you're taking care of yourself. What I like about this, she says hello, right? It's face, taking care of someone. I know she's pointing herself to a client. I would love her to be looking more at me. But maybe she's tested various photos, and this is the one that does the best. From the marketing standpoint, we can guess, we can do our best to try to create things, but really what you would want to do is test various photos, various fonts, various approaches, and see which ones serve them up when people go to your website randomly, and follow the data and see which one does the best for you. I'm just not that interested in doing that technical side of it. I'd rather advise a little bit here, and I'm actually rather would just take care of, how should we say, making my own firm work. The legacy designer, she designs your legacy. I like it's free. It's a type of person, right? She wants to be different than the ordinary law firm. You see it here. It allows you to design your legacy, to take care of yourself. Again, I like the eyes looking at me. There's nothing to the left side of the screen that I should be looking at. Or if I had this, I would have something. I'd have it on the right hand of the screen so that I could actually look at it. So that it would be pointing me towards something. So I would follow her eyes and point me there. Little things. Take our quiz to find out if you benefit from a discover your wealth session. That I would make bigger. I think it's a great way to open a conversation with people. It's worth your visiting thelegacydesigner.com. Oh, hold on. I just want to make sure. Oh, I'm so sorry. I wanted to take that off of the stream. You don't need my cover there. So I wanted you to be able to see that. And now you will. Let me, lost all the other ones. Okay. We can go through the history, or you can take a look at them later. I meant to pull that off the top of the screen earlier. Okay. So you have the legacy designer, speaks to you, book now, empowerment. That's actually a theme that'll show up again later with another one of the law firms. Some people have events. schedule, discover, design. I'm not going to go through all of it. The opportunity to book now. And guess we can schedule with her. Let's take a look. How do we do that? Okay, so you have different things that you can schedule with her. So 2-hour session, $750. This is definitely an Alexis thing. Sometimes what she'll do, she'll give you a 2-hour session and she'll waive the fee if you actually if you take care of your inventory ahead of time. So she doesn't have to go through that with you. A review session, and there's a flow that works as well. A 3-meeting, I think she uses a 3-meeting flow to make things work. It's outside of the scope of this call. Right now we're talking about how to make your website a little bit sticky. Estate planning angel. An angel helping you watch over your family's future. I love babies. We all love babies and people who have babies to take care of. This is right. If you don't plan for what happens after you die, the state of New York does. Make sure you put your plan in place so the most precious people are cared for by those you want and the way you want. We had this conversation before. The other website, we covered that as well. You know what? Yeah. So we had that conversation already. She wants to make sure. This is a concern. You're a parent. You want to make sure the right people are taking care of your kids. You want to make sure the wrong people for sure aren't. Free report. Let's see if this free report is behind a grab an email. Okay. How do we get a free report? Yep. Name, email, address, message. You don't even need to send the message, but just complete the form below and you will get your free report. 6 major mistakes families make when choosing an estate planning attorney. Wonderful. So, and of course, you're not the mistake. So it's a good way to differentiate yourself as you do these things. Again, if you're interested, get on their email list. Make it so. And you'll see what kind of stuff they give to you. You can always email them or call them or get on their list. Let's go home. Again, see if there's anything else on their front page. Yeah, it's really simple. Kids, trusts, estates, all variations of the same thing. The legacy generations, we want our generations to make sure they're taken care of. You'll notice how simple this home page is. There is not a heck of a lot of information here. This is all you need sometimes to get going. Let's take a look at the biography. I haven't been to this page yet. Miss Lazar, estate planning practice and emphasis on protecting family. Okay. You'll notice one of the nice things she does here, she does not start with all this stuff. When you go to about pages, you see Avo, rated, Martindale, Hubble, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter, these best lawyer things. What matters is that she takes care of you. So the opening of her conversation is about you. And then she says, maybe, these are things that you expect to have here. So she will give you a little bit of her history. And typically, if you do it right, you're going to tie it into what makes it valuable for the person now. Practice areas. Yeah. Okay, if you're marketing to people and if this is what you want to do, the more focused your marketing, the better you will be at bringing people in. Obviously, as lawyers, we can do much more than just this limited bag of things. But first, you want to establish yourself as an expert. Then people will treat you as an expert in other cases, whether that's the psychology of it, whether you deserve it or not. But you want them to come to you and you want to open the conversation. And you will open the conversation by by being the person who speaks most directly to what they have going on in their lives. Next, close that. Been here. The Parents Estate Planning Law Firm. Again, this is what I just said. The Parents Estate Planning Law, you're looking for, who is this for? 30s, young 40s maybe, have families, starting to grow in assets. Obviously, they will. There are other things as well, but mostly young families, I would guess, is her point. The Kids Protection Plan Planning Guide, a special report. I love these things. These are what we call opt-in bribes, or you can schedule a consultation today, and we'll tell you a little bit about ourselves. Video is wonderful. People love to get a feel for the people that are there. It's easy to do. I would probably point myself towards one or the other, or have two separate landing pages, but it's not that important for here. I think they've done a lot right. And again, you want it personal. You want to look at people. I love having people look out at me. Everyone likes to be seen. And the idea is to make you be seen. And here you go. Get our free monthly newsletter. You will be signed on to this list probably if you take one of these special reports. Anyway, and the point is that this way you can be in a person's, get in their inbox on a regular basis until they're ready to engage you. And I don't have anything more to say about that. Oh yeah, we're actually coming close to the end of our Educate Empower Guide. This is what they're about. Again, it doesn't, D'Orazio Peterson is there, but the first thing you see is that they're about educating you. You should know your rights before you hire me. You should know why you want to hire me or not, to make sure that you have the knowledge you need to make your decisions, and then we'll provide you the guidance that you need. They have a pop-up chat, which is nice. They're not particularly expensive. If you like it, you can go for it. They are a wider, have a wider reach, which is appropriate. It looks like they're for the individual, maybe the small business. Maybe they have a specialty in employment law, employment personal injuries. But I guess they also do estate stuff. And their husband and wife team. So that's what's so cute about this. Peterson looking over at Giovanna, and Giovanna looking over at Scott. And it's fun. And again, it's not wrong to have fun with your people. Enjoy. They want to enjoy their time with you. What makes this different? Well, this is good to have what makes us different. And I think what I liked about this website and why I brought it up here is because they did that at the very top line. It was those three words are words that are designed to be, power words to draw you in. Next. Oh, this is a disaster. And I just brought this up because it's a disaster. Someone shared recently on a forum I'm in, let's put it that way, and asked that we review his page. So I'm reviewing his page. The top of this, to me, RCM, it looks like, okay, I like cars. I'm a bit of a motorhead about certain things, and this just looks to me like it's a parts shop. So that's part of it. This is a parts shop. I know what they're trying to get at here, but it looks like a dental office. And the colors are different, right? The red is one set of colors. This is kind of dental office colors. There are good things here, but not really. And for a person who's been a Wealth Council member for 10 years, wow. I want to see it better. I want to see us represented better. Just the last thing about this, when I was first here, I couldn't find his email address. It was right on the top there. But if you click on this, unfortunately, this is a Wix site. Not that there's anything wrong with the Wix. There are issues with Wix sites, but you can create a very respectable looking Wix site. But if you're going to do it, at least set up your social links so they go to your website and not to Wix's. Okay? That was just of all the things on this page. Okay, great. The website, these in my estimation, leaving these up here, pointing you towards Wix, makes you look like an amateur operation. Fine, you want to look like a car shop, great. If those are your people, and if they, for some reason, this tested well and these are colors that go well with your people, great. But the colors are inconsistent here. Again, my God, you have 10 social links to Wix. It doesn't work. I'm just sorry. Okay, now inside of that, colors. Here, colors. Colors. Take a little bit of time if you're interested. There are colors that are used for certain purposes, and there's a reason that they're used for certain purposes. You'll notice that there are themes that run through things. Yellow, joyful. You'll notice with black, distinctive, authority. I like using blacks and grays and grayscales. They're just fun. It's like the clean-cut suit. It's the clean-cut suit. It's the getting ready to step up and be there for you. Putting on my suit and coming to work for you would probably be better. I could try other things, and I will. But yeah, it's just one of my preferences. You find out the color that puts your people at ease, that puts your people, the brown. If you think back to Alexis's site, one of the first ones that we looked at, I'm just going to pull up the history. Let's see the history. We started with, there you go. She's much more earth tones. It's who she is. And it puts people at ease, and it's a nice color palette, and it works for her, and it's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Some of you are more girly firms, so you go with that. Certain colors go better with different colored hair. Maybe you've got certain hair that just looks great with, a certain color, and you want to put yourself up as a big thing. You want to put yourself front and center, which I like and I think is a great idea. So that's all. Those are colors. Now I'm going to. So I wanted to just shout out to Alexis and her new law business model. It's not a cheap program, and I don't get anything for recommending her. But if you're interested in taking yourself to another level, it might make sense to. She's got some good materials. Worth checking her out. She's got some free materials before you get to the paid materials, as I've been suggesting that you should do. That's the opt-in bribe. Okay, and this is where this all started. Miss Rose here asked for some website recommendations. I don't know why I still have this window open. What I have this window open is because Wealth Council, you as a Wealth Council member, have this information available for you. They have webinars that you can just put your information in on, do a Facebook Live with them, or do just set up a video and put that on your feed and feed it out. Put yourself out in front of people. Introduce yourself. Share the information. There are, I'm using StreamYard to go live. which gives me the opportunity to bring other people into my broadcasts and to do interviews with people, which I like to do. But there are there are video editors out there. There are easy ways to do this. You can do it on your own computer probably without having to spend too much money on these things. It's getting easier and easier. You can do it on your phone, cut a quick video and share it to your website and put it as a feature in your website, or you put it up on your YouTube page and then you share that, then you embed it to your website. That's usually the easiest way to do it, either that or I will embed this Facebook video to my website. Anyway, I've been going for pretty much long enough. Oh yeah, last thing, right? So this is my blog. My blog I keep simple, and I didn't want to leave without criticizing my own page because it's under construction. You're going to come, you're going to look at me, you're going to say all that shit that he says and he doesn't do any of it. You're right. Haven't got it there yet. I'm building it. I'm coming back to the law after having tried to do a couple of other things. My big ask is to schedule. It's too big an ask. I should be having some kind of opt-in bribe, some kind of and I'll get there. I'm going to put a video probably at the top of the page to welcome people. I am going to, it's a work in progress. And that's all. So for me right now, we have a quick consult. We have a family law welcome. This is 2 hours. It doesn't matter. So this is our home, right? And then that's the blog. You saw that. And what I did here is, as I said, took a wealth counsel, materials that they give us, purposed it a little bit more to my Connecticut clients, and away I go from there. So, and these are things that, okay, I have them on my blog here. In my case, I actually have it dated. I probably shouldn't do that. And typically on blogs, you can do that and point that out. If you looked at some of the other ones, when we were looking at Alexis's page before, a lot of those blog posts are not dated. And they're not dated because they're not that recent. You could have the same material that's sitting up there for 5 years, but when your prospect comes to them, it's new for your prospect. And so what you can do is you can actually set up an automation that you welcome them, and you can send them out one of these emails every 2 weeks over the course of a year with an autoresponder that you don't, you can do a set it and forget it. And if you do it right, maybe you put a little bit of money behind it in Facebook ads to start bringing people to them, you will have the opportunity to speak to people over time until they're ready to book with you. And when they're ready to book with an estate attorney, that hopefully yours is the one phone number and address that they end up at. With that said, use the resources you have. We've got, and I know some of you are probably using this better than others, but Wealth Counsel's got all of this. You could take this, you could turn it into months of content that you can feed out to your people. Figure out who it is you want to talk to, and probably not as an avatar. Find someone you want to talk to, and then start talking to them, whether in real life or not, and write the articles and the posts to them, and things will start showing up for you. That's what I have to say. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, put myself up on the screen, and I'm going to wish you a wonderful day. And wow, I'm confused what it is that's sitting right above my screen there. Oh, I see it. That is actually a shelf that's sitting right here. When I moved my camera there, it made that shelf much more obvious. So I thank you for being with me. I thank you for taking the time. And hopefully this time the voice came through, and I hope I've given you some value. Have a good day.